Welcome one, welcome all. It's a new month and it's my mother's month. My mother's birthday was yesterday and I am so happy that I got to celebrate with her. But I'm sure a lot of people are also November born, like Tolulope Adilore Balogo, who is not on seat today. You find out where she went to very shortly. But it's not too late to say happy new month as we enter into the first full week of the 11th month of the year. And I want to say a big thank you for joining us on Jasiri. It's been a very beautiful 10 months and this is an extra month and it's a beautiful morning. We have a touching story that, you know, we've been following for a while, but we'll talk about that. But let's talk about your weekends, ladies.
I thought she was just going back to... She's just going to dive in without asking how was how the weekend, and without even spilling on without even spilling on your mom's bed. See how she just
exactly. That's what I'm just like. No, we can't glide over.
No, I was gonna come to that.
We have to give a special birthday shout out to you.
Do you understand?
Your mom is such a gorgeous woman, and for her to have raised a very well brought up, intelligent, beautiful woman like you,
when she wants to,
she has done a great job. So, on behalf of all of us, I mean, for today, I'm a Jasiriite. Yes. Jasirian. Jasirian. Yes. So, on behalf of all of us here at Jasiri, we want to say happy birthday to Mrs. Mosugu. And thank you for doing a phenomenal work. Raising blessings, Victor, and the other siblings. See me feeling like a...
My aunties, I said, don't you know me? I carried you where you were born.
I don't like that thing. But guess what? We're becoming those aunties. Because I see my friends' kids.
No, that's you. Speak for yourself. Yeah, that's you. You have to be intentional about those things. Don't let it take over you. I understand when you mean that, when you feel like, oh, you are becoming those aunties. But if you're intentional about, before you say it, pause it. Because I remember when I was younger, I used to feel so irritable.
Upset, yeah.
They come and parade you in front of other aunties. Come and see. My day of before. See her, she's good. And I'll just be there feeling my body is biting. No. So I know that children will feel that type of way. So I'm always very careful.
So the thing about me is I know that I am not that kind of auntie because normally I don't send. You don't send? So most times when I see children that like I watched growing up, the highest I'll do is I'll just ask the mom, is this Sandra? Say, I'm like, wow. That's the height I'll do. And then I'll just be like, Sandra, how are you?
No, you cannot hold
it. Chinwe. I remember saying, Chinwe, my God.
Is this you?
You're now taller than me. You? Wow. I'm certainly that auntie, but, well, we thank God for learning. We'll keep doing better.
The only person I've done that to was my younger cousin. Her name is Sandra. The last time I saw her, I think we didn't see for like 2 years. The next time I saw her, she was a little chubbier. And I was like, better be careful because one day you just start flying.
See, you become balloon. That's the one thing that you see. I'm hoping that you never said it to anybody again after that.
No, but it was all, you know, bands. You know, she was saying that she always says I'll disappear because I was too skinny. Yeah. And then I say she should just float, you know, balloon.
This is really slim. It's amazing how... and. It reminds me of Olive too.
I was just about to say...
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's just blessing. You know, when I did my mom's birthday last week, people that we haven't seen in 10, 12 years showed up. And a number of them were like, what happened to you? I said, I grew. That's what happened.
Finish.
I'm getting older. We can't run away from these things. And I think that we should shy away from the way that we start to make people feel bad about quote-unquote aging. So, you're getting older. Yes. Yes. I'm getting older. It's a thing of joy to get older. Yeah. It's a thing of gratitude that I'm alive and that I'm older. So yes, you are getting older. Yes. Yes. I'm getting older. That's what's happening.
Because you know, some people have panic attacks and have anxiety issues when they think about aging. You see people who struggle and who don't look forward to having those conversations because I think probably they feel they're going to lose their looks. They're going to struggle to fit in society perception and how. But I always tell people, listen, the same way you welcome and everybody's happy when a child is born, a baby is born, is the same way that you have to go through the phases of life. Look at Lion King, if nothing else. The circle of life.
Simba one day becomes the father of the land. I think that is important, especially with women. We put so much pressure on women to look younger than their ages. Pressure that we don't put on men. You know, so it's a thing of, oh, you don't look your age. You don't look your age.
And a lot of women have become so delusional. I'm 30 but not looking 30. Someone was like, you look 30.
You look 30.
In fact, you look 35 and it's fine.
What does 30 look like?
Exactly.
Is there really a look for ages?
The moment you qualify it or you clause it, it shows that you have issues accepting your age. The moment someone says, oh, I'm 37, but I feel 23, that means in your mind, you're already feeling like, you have to qualify. You don't need to qualify anything if you accept it. Because when you accept something, acceptance comes with a different kind of swag, a different kind of steez. Someone looks at you and says, what do you do? Oh, my God, you look so young. You look so this. It's a state of mind.
Yes. I think that is also a conscious effort that we have to make, because I start to make that conscious effort to catch myself from being in that stage where it's almost like I'm glorifying being younger, as opposed to embracing the fact that I'm getting older. Yeah. And being older is proof and testament to the fact that I'm alive, I'm learning, and things are getting...
Voila, according to Catherine. All right, ladies, it's time for us to go on a short break. And when we come back, we have so much to unpack today, so you don't want to miss any second of this show today. So stay with us.
To the show. This is Jasiri. We're live on the social media platforms. We are at News Central TV. Here on Jasiri, we do everything and everything. And everything. Today, there's something interesting that we're going to be sharing with you as the show goes on and as we wrap up the day show. I'm excited about that. But for now, we're looking at the state of the Nigerian economy, starting with the big picture. So, Nigeria's GDP currently stands at $248 billion, with a growth rate of 2.1% in the second quarter of this year. Whilst this may seem modest, it represents a decline from the 2.5% growth rate we saw in the first quarter. Inflation remains a concern. It hovers around 20.5%, but perhaps most striking is the poverty rate. A staggering 83 million Nigerians live on less than $1.90 per day, which has far-reaching implications for economic growth and development.
Indeed, according to the latest SBM report, foreign investment has declined significantly from $2.2 billion in 2020 to $1.4 billion in 2023. Now, this trend is concerning as foreign investment is vital for economic growth. So, what's driving these trends? Unfortunately, structural issues are at the root, and Nigeria's dependence on oil exports, inadequate infrastructure, and inefficient tax systems are all major contributors. This morning, we're joined on this Jasiri table by Cheta Nwanze, who's a partner at SBM Intelligence. Good morning and welcome to the show. Good to have you for the very first time.
It's great to have you, John.
Unfortunately, I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately, we're having you for a very, very heartbreaking conversation. Conversations about Nigeria's economy and the inflation rate. It feels like we've been on a roller coaster ride. At some point this year, it seemed like I
disagree that it's a roller coaster.
So,
roller coaster sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. It's been depending on the way you want to look at it. It's been downhill for quite a while now. I'd like to correct something that the showrunner said at the start. It's not the inflation rate is not 20.5%. According to the NBS latest figure, it's 32.7%. So I think there's a slight difference between 20.5% inflation and 32.7% inflation.
Right. So we've experienced, there was a time, I think in July, August, we experienced consecutive growth for about 2 months. And then now what we've seen is sometime in August, September, no, I think it was July, August that we experienced growth. Sometime within the last 4 months, right? But we've also experienced a decline. Part of the reason would be the issues with petrol, which are still not yet resolved till today. So I don't know if you've been able to see the last report by the NBS and what the numbers are saying. So, share with us what you think the numbers are saying and if they are numbers that you agree with.
So the NBS is the official repository for data in Nigeria. So I wouldn't come out to disagree with them. What I would say is that sometimes it could be a case of that the figures are lagging. Because things have happened, they go out into, so this is the way the data processing and report release scheme works. They go out on the field, say today, do all their data collection, and then while they're preparing the reports, something has happened, and then by the time the report hits the streets, things have already moved from where it was when they collected the data. So it's always important to keep that context. So for example, the September figures, which put inflation at 32.7%, that report was probably prepared in the first week of October and then came out in the third week of the same month. But it was in between that period, between that first week of October and third week of October, that fuel prices jumped from 900 average to now just hitting on, just be, depending on where you buy fuel, is hovering around 1,100. And given the state of our infrastructure, where petrol powers pretty much everything, I don't think there's any of us on this table that does not have a generator at home, which means that we use petrol for pretty much everything. It means that that singular cost increase has affected inflation, has affected everything, because it has a cascading effect that hits everything. So that's something that we must keep in mind, that despite their seemingly best intentions, the NBS would have a tendency to prepare reports that are lagging.
Right.
So I would like to really understand, we've seen so many factors contributing to the decline in our economy, especially, you know, if you're juxtaposing the first quarter, the second quarter, we understand that there are a lot of factors. But I think my major concern is, why is our growth so stunted? Because I know that one thing the president keeps hammering on, I'm not saying that this is all on, well, let me not even say who I'm not blaming.
Let's get one thing out
exactly.
the window.
So
he's the president, so he has the responsibility. Anybody who wants that crown, and he wanted the crown, should bear responsibility.
And he said we should not pity him.
Yeah, it's not. So it's not. It doesn't matter whether it is Tinubu, whether it is Buhari, whether it is Jonathan, whether it is Yar'Adua, whether it is Obasanjo, or whether it is Atiku, or whether it's Peter Obi. Once you're on that seat, it's a hot seat, then you bear responsibility. So right now, Bola Tinubu bears responsibility for the fact that the economy is really, really going badly. There's no sugarcoating that.
But you will see a lot of people still speaking for him and asking for ample time. Is this not time enough for there to be reasonable change?
So one of the things that we tend to forget is that policies tend to have a time frame within which we begin to see the effects. What we are seeing now, it's, for most economic policies, is usually between 5 and 10 years. So a lot of what we are seeing now are the effects of things that Tinubu's predecessor did. However, having said that, it is important to point out that many of his own policies also have an immediate effect. So, for example, the removal of the petrol subsidies. Right policy, but very, very wrong manner of implementation. You don't. One thing that has been proven over the decades, and not just in Nigeria but around the world, is that shock therapy that he tried to do does not work. It only leads to suffering. So he announced the removal of petrol subsidies on the day he was inaugurated, and the very next day, we were all around, so we all saw it. The very next day, it hit our pockets immediately, because people began to hoard in anticipation of fuel price increases. And since then, so again, the petrol policy, the petrol subsidy removal policy is something that I had advocated for before it happened. I'm still convinced that it was the right policy, because we were going to run out of money to subsidize petrol. But the manner in which it was implemented has actually set us back. Because when you are doing something that's harsh, you need to have, on the other hand, something, to borrow a language from the Goodluck Jonathan administration 15 years ago, palliatives. You need to have palliatives to cushion the effects, especially given that we all know that the average Nigerian is utterly dependent on petrol. Just step out of the studio now, and the traffic that Lagos used to be famed for has really reduced, thankfully. But, but you have to ask, okay, most of those people who used to move from place to place searching for their daily bread and used to contribute to our gross output, what are they doing now? Unemployment. And this is one place where I disagree with the MPS, is the unemployment numbers. So the MDS changed unemployment methodology, and they now tell us that unemployment is what, between 4 and 6%. Let us face facts. All of us know that unemployment is give or take. Because what is unemployment? The guy who is, when you're coming, you are coming out of Jara Mall, or you are entering in or coming out of Jara Mall down the road. The guy who is there pressing a button for the barrier to go up, and then pressing the button for the barrier to go up again when you are leaving. You cannot tell me that whether it is heaven, earth, or hell, that person is employed. He's not. Standing in the sun and pressing a button is not employment. That is gross criminal underemployment. So, but unfortunately, based on the new methodology that the MBS has adopted, that will not show up as unemployment. So you cannot do the right thing. You can't make the right policy changes when you don't even have the right information.
Okay.
And that's part of the problem.
Okay, I do think that is important, and now that we've talked about, we've already established that there's a challenge. Let's talk about SBM Intelligence's report and what exactly the forecast.
Which of them? Because
I think the Jollof Index, yes.
Okay.
So let's talk about that and then share with us, your forecast for what the next couple of weeks and months looks like for Nigeria.
Okay, so first things first, the Jollof Index is a proxy for measuring food inflation. One of the things that when we started the Jollof Index in 2016, which was 8 years ago, and we found that just telling people that, food inflation is 41%, it really doesn't hit them. They don't really understand. So we said, okay, what is it that is common across Nigeria in terms of food? And we came up, we hit on jollof rice because everywhere you go in Nigeria, you can get a plate of jollof, which is cooked with approximately the same ingredients. You can't, it's difficult to get eba, for example, in Kano. It's not their natural milieu. People from Kano are more likely to take something that is based on another grain, millet. I mean, eba is based on, it's not even based on a grain, it's based on a tuber. So we came across, or we came to jollof rice, and we put out the figures in a way, instead of percentages, we put them out in Naira terms. So we've seen a gradual increase that is still accelerating over time since 2016. You have a situation where when we started the Jollof Index, it cost the average family of 5, which at the time was the MBS average Nigerian family. It cost, I think it was 4,096 Naira then to make a plate of jollof. Now it's just over 21,000. Oh, yeah. That is a heck of an increase in 8 years. So we have to ask, I mean, it's a factor of times 6 or almost times 6. So you have to ask, how many people's salaries have gone up by a factor of 6 in that 8-year period? What it means effectively is that Nigerians are getting poorer because the most basic thing that everybody must do is eat. And if it's costing more, so we had a report back in 2018 that showed that 58% of Nigerians, thereabouts, spent almost 90% of their income on food.
Yes.
We did an update to that report last year. It's now gone up to, I think, 69% or 73% that spend more than 90% of their income on food. Because, so if for every 100 Naira you earn, you're spending 90 Naira on food, it leaves you with just 10 Naira to spend on every other thing, including the second most important thing for Nigerians was airtime, same as it was in 2018, same as it was in 2023. Airtime is very important. And you can see why. All of us who seem to be doing okay, we all have our struggles, but we are now getting a lot more calls from people all over the place asking for help. That's why people find airtime as a very important expenditure, so that they can make that desperate SOS call. Then after that, transport. Transport has gone up because of the removal of the manner in which the fuel subsidy was removed. Then after that, I've forgotten what rent is number 4. But one very important thing that we found about rent was the fact that most people see rent as of course, rent is a once-a-year expense. Here, most people see rent as something that they borrow money for. They don't save towards it anymore. So when you have that in a culture that is essentially, people are being pushed more and deeper into poverty, you have to ask, at what point will it break?
All right. I mean, it's just a very sad situation.
It is. And Cheta, we have really limited time to have this conversation, but we're hoping that we can have you come back, to discuss this extensively, because I don't think a lot of people understand.
we all need extra.
We do. All right, Cheta Nwanze, partner at SBM Intelligence, thank you so much for being with us. We did say that something special was happening. Olive?
Indeed, something special is happening. We've been tracking a story of the 2 young men, Daniel and Zil, who were trafficked to Ghana in search for a better future. And we do have their mothers joining us in the studio after this break.
All right, welcome back to Jesri. You're watching us live on all our social media platforms. Blessings introduced a particular angle we're looking at today when we started the show, talking about a special report on the Lagos-Accra. There was some special report, I think, between Blessings and Olive when we started the show, that from Lagos, Nigeria to Accra, Ghana, where that happened. If you can take us through that before we go straight in.
Of course. So this is a story that News Central has been following, and our investigative journalist has also been doing a fantastic work on this story. The story is taking us to Accra, Ghana, where we've had the trail of alleged human traffickers. Today we have the mothers of the two boys whose story actually took us to Ghana. They're with us in the studio. We have Mrs. Unduagigbe and Mrs. Duruji joining us. We also have Mr. Primus Duruji also joining us in the studio as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Primus, for joining us. Thank you so much, madams, for being here.
Thank you.
Let me start by asking, how are you feeling?
Let's start with Mrs. Camilla.
Thank you. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine.
Okay, and you?
How did I feel about what happened?
Yeah.
How are you feeling now?
How are you, just general?
In fact, I'm very, very happy. All right. I'm very happy for what News Central have done in my life and the life of my second. Honestly, they really do a great work in the life of our children. In fact, I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy.
Okay, so let's take it back a little. Mr. Primus, can you take us through the moment you realized that your son was in trouble? What were the emotions that you felt at that moment?
Okay, actually, as a father, I was not happy when I returned back from where I normally do farm work. So, and I asked of Daniel, and they told me that Daniel went to where they want to do work. So I waited for some time. We can't hear their voice until when they spoke to us from a border. They sent a clip from border. So after that clip, we can't hear them again. Then we are wondering where they went until later on the Instagram message came from Accra, Ghana. So that was when we discovered that the children have been taken to Ghana. And actually, we are not really happy. So I asked my wife, where have you people gone to? They said they have gone to police station, and the police, they didn't treat them well. So after that, I myself, I moved to police station. So two of us, two of them and myself, I took them to police station. Actually, the behavior I saw in the police station was so bad. They couldn't even hear us. They can't listen to our reports. They were so aggressive. I don't understand what really happened in that police station. So after that police station, we went to another police station again. When went to that police station again, the same thing happened. So I heard that during the frustration, a TV station came to our place, then and they videoed the place and interviewed my wife and the Z mother. So actually, the first time, I don't know what that meant. I was a kind of jittering white TV station and all this thing, but I didn't know that they came for our own good. So we took the matter, and we discovered that Nigerian police cannot help us with the police station where we went. It was when Masha helped us. So we told him that the police cannot listen to us, though he came up as a help. He was the one that helped us to process the petition to Kwanti. So where they were able to give us permission to go and train the children where they are in Ghana. And what actually helped us was that the children were so smart that they were using laptop in the house of their hostage to be sending Instagram messages to us. So showing us their condition, how they're being maltreated, how they're being beaten with a cutlass, and everything. It was so terrible. So as parents, we every day, a time came, my house was turned to a mourning place. The other woman fainted also. One day, she fainted and he was able to recover back.
Okay, Mr. Primos, please hold on. Mrs. Undragi, you're going through some emotions when, as you're seeing your son. How did you feel? I mean, I've heard from the Idurujis. I want to understand how you were able to take the matter to the police, the emotions you felt, what you're feeling now, seeing your son's video.
Anyway, it was terrible. I don't know what to say, and I'm just thanking God for saving their life. And mostly I want to thank God for News Central that just come up like that. I don't know. I just thank God because I'm a widow. My husband died 3 years ago. This is 3 years. So July 2nd make 3 years.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 children. The other guy is in school. Even because I was sick, and I was admitted in hospital, and I came and he went on Saturday. He went with our brother to Panti because I couldn't be able to talk. I couldn't be able to do anything. For 2 good weeks, I did not eat. I was crying. My BP was so high. I can't eat.
What exactly did the police say to you when you went to? Because sometimes it's hard to believe that. You know,
when we went there, although for the first time we reported to our security there, they said okay. Later they said they have found somebody that is the agent that are trafficking another 5 boys. They have caught the person that we should go to Ogomba station to go and check if it is the person. And we said okay. Then we went there. When we went there, you know, they started abusing us. He said, is it because they have caught somebody that makes us to cry? Since 2 weeks, where are we? I said, we are doing something. We can't just keep quiet when we did not see your son. You just keep quiet. Yeah. We are doing something. Although we did not come immediately to go on, but we are sorry, please. Okay,
you were begging the police. They are sorry for what?
Maybe we did not come for that 2 weeks to come to report.
But what happened? Why did you not go to report within the first 2 weeks?
Okay, that was on Friday. Then Saturday, Sunday, the brother of the daddy of Daniel went to the pastor. The pastor said, okay, that this thing is trafficking. They will go to Interpol Street instead of going to station because it will delay. So we went there. The process.
So it's not like you were not doing anything?
Not that we were not doing anything. We did something. Then when we went after them, everything, then we went there. We paid. They said we should pay money. We bargained the price because we didn't know that we were going to pay money. Yeah. We paid. And they just wrote our names, our number, and our children, and brought the boy, the person that's trafficking the people. You know, they said, okay, go and see the man. We went there, start interrogating the man. The man said, he's not the one that took our children. I said, it's 2 weeks now. He said, the 5 boys you took, look at them, they are back. They have called them to bring them back. So he's not the one. So the policeman there was telling them, well, we should go, we should go. We started quarreling with the man. Said, why can't you do that? Is it no wickedness? Why must you do that to our children? Look at me. I don't have anybody. I don't have any help. Why must you do that? He said, it's not the one, he's going to be according to the man. He said, okay, the man, go and sit down. Go and sit down. Then he said, we should go out. We should leave. We left. Then when Masha came up, he said, we should go to that station. I told this man that I can't be able to walk. I can't be able to go. My heart is beating fast. I cannot go. Then the man now went, Daniel went. He started shunning the man, you know, abusing the man. The man came and said, this is woman's matter. It cannot be that the 2 of us should go to the station.
This is Ogombo Police Station.
Ogombo Police Station, yeah. Then we went there. They did not say anything. We begged. I need that. I said, oh, please, I'm a widow. Even the first time I said, please, I'm a widow. It's the only son I have. What will I do? He said, even though myself, I'm a widow. Everybody in Nigeria is a widow. I said, Mama, please.
Was a woman saying this?
Yes, a woman that's saying it. Before he took us to that man. So we went to the second time that we went, they would not refuse. The man said, no, please, we need report, we need this. I think they closed the money, they write report, where is it? We said nothing, they refused.
The man said, how much did they collect?
You know, he was saying 10,000 naira, and we didn't go with 10,000 naira. We just have one transfer, we said, okay, to this 2,000 we have, please, help us.
And they took it?
And they took it and write names and do it. It's okay, we should go and see the man.
Let's bring in Mrs. Rose Duruji to also share her experience.
So I want to thank God for News Central And the Ghana police, they tried for although we heard that they released them, but they are not back. I just want to thank God for the effort they have made, and God strengthened them to do that.
I could see you nodding to some of the things she was saying and completing the sentences. I'm sure that maybe there are some things that she has missed out on that you want to highlight, or that your husband has missed out on that you want to highlight.
Actually, what he said and what my husband said, that's how everything happened. You know, I was in the shop when the boy passed at the back of me. When I went inside, I asked my children, where is your brother? He said, He said that he wants to go and shoot film on this house. They just narrate the story for me. I said, shoot film for how many? He said, they are going to spend 3 days. I said, 3 days for what? Shooting film? But this kind of thing have not happened before. Even the other time they used to shoot film with some of Nigeria actors and actresses, just within the place where we are. It never be something that will last 3 days. Before I know what happened, my neighbor came. He said, where is my son? I said, they said, my children told him that they went and shoot film. My neighbor told me, said, no, it's not film. That one of his neighbor told her that the children went to Bini. I said, Bini? He said, yes. I said, my son did not tell me that he's going to Bini. Before you know what happened, we'll start hearing another news again, that they went to Ghana. I couldn't bear it. I said, Ghana? Who take them to Ghana? They even snap picture and tell some people, some of their friends, they are right now in Ghana. Before we know what happened, the following day, without hearing call, they are right now in Ghana. Now that my neighbor, and I told her, I said, what are we going to do now by hearing that these children are in Ghana? Who take them to Ghana? How did they manage to go to Ghana? Yeah. They said that they enter boat. Boat to where? So the following day, what we are seeing for them, they now start chatting us through Instagram. That they use it. Even when we met it, they landed in Ghana. According to them, they said that the man collected their phones. He sees their phone, they can't communicate with us. Then through Instagram, they now start chatting us. They are chatting us at Instagram. Keep on telling us. Who in particular was your son? This is my son.
He was messaging who?
Yes, he messaging my daughter here. Then he now tell my daughter the way they are maltreating them, they are beating them. The man, the first day, the first news I heard from them that he beat my son fainted. Right there he fainted. The man keep on kicking him. You know, the matter, the thing now. We start moving from places to places. Before my husband went to church, I reported the matter to my pastor. Then my pastor now tell him what we do, that he should go to Interpol. Through the Interpol, my husband went there. The Interpol people tell him that he will need to meet a lawyer that will sign the paper. With that lawyer sign the paper, that the matter, they will not accept him. Okay, during the day that my pastor gave my husband the appointment, how we meet the lawyer in church, that day he could not meet up. He didn't go to church that day. He didn't meet the lawyer. Reaching on Thursday, he went to church. Before he meet my pastor tell him that the lawyer have gone home. Let him come on Sunday. On Sunday, my pastor is not in church. That's how we keep on moving. We went to this Ogombo, this particular Ogombo, be that the guy that arrested at Ogombo police station. We went there, let us go and check if the guy is one of the agents that carry our children. We went there and they treat us bad. This woman, hey, he doesn't want to hear from us. You don't even want us to talk. He don't even want to make any statements. This woman keep on shouting at us. He didn't even wear uniform. He was on Moftin. He didn't even wear uniform for us to discover her name. It was when he want to take us to the place where the man is. He now put on her uniform. Oh, yeah. Follow me. Come on, follow us.
This is a member
this way she addressing
of the Nigerian police.
Yes, a member of the Nigerian police.
Oh, yeah, follow me, Yoruba woman. Oh, yeah, follow us, yo. He just take us to the place. We now saw the guy. The guy was there, handcuffed on his hand, and he was operating phone throughout daybreak. The boy phone was on his hand. He was operating his phone. Immediately, the officer entered inside the place, inside the counter. The husband, the one of the ladies said, "Oh yeah, come on, give me your phone." He now just threw the phone to the woman. The woman, we are there. Okay. Now that you people will see that this man is arrested, can't you people torture this man for you to, if there is one that take our children to Ghana, that that you push, you hear from him. The policewoman doesn't want to hear that. That statement we make, he doesn't want to hear. He said, why will I say that? Oh yeah, you push, you get out of this place. The man stood up. He come out, he said, I'm not the one that carry your children, no. I'm not the one that carry your children. The 4 children that I take to Ghana, I return the 5 children back. I'm not the one that carry your children.
So I think one thing that we all can agree here is we've seen that this particular instance, the Nigerian police was very lacking of empathy and help. I mean, you can't be speaking to women who are looking for their kids and treating them in that manner and making them feel like they committed a crime, whereas they are the victims. Well, first of all, I just want to say that, okay, as quickly as you can.
I just want to say, like, before my son went where they went, he told me that, Mommy, I've gotten a job at Lekki Plaza with your son. I said, with his son. I said, okay. Are you sure? He said yes. And we're going to stay there. They're going to pay me 40,000 because of transport. Weekend, we are coming back on Sunday. I said, okay. That is good. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You know, you have not gone anywhere before. I didn't like it.
I'm glad that you have relationships with your children.
I said, okay, drop the number of the agent. How much did they include? They said 3,000. Right. Okay, drop the number of the agent. Did he drop the number? No.
All right, let's quickly mention that agent,
the place of the work. Yeah. Drop it for me. Hence, I don't have phone.
The agent has been, is at large. His name is Rick Daniel. He's been declared wanted. He's a suspect that has been declared wanted.
By court in Ghana.
Yes. So please, if you find, or if you know anyone that knows Rick Daniel, I was hoping we could have his picture to show, but in our subsequent shows, we'll let you know what he looks like. And he's a wanted man by law. But thank you so much for joining us.
We would have loved to get Mr. Duruji's final words on this, but because of our time, we can't do that. But thank you so much, Mr. Duruji, for joining us, and thank you.
So I just want to appreciate News Central for what they did to us. These people really be a very big help to our life. These people bring joy, bring happiness in our home. We can't eat when this thing happens. We can't eat. But when this News Central came into our life, all right, they give us hope and they encourage us.
All right, Mrs. Duruji, hopefully News Central will see to it that your sons are back in no time to you as well.
We're hoping so.
We're hoping so. All fingers crossed. Thank you so much for joining us. News Central will be following this story, and we'll keep you updated on hopefully when the sons get back. Thank you so much once again. And this is so much that we can take on Jasiri. Join us again tomorrow, same time, as we delve into more issues like this one. Thank you so much for watching. From myself and the ladies.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.